Have you ever seen someone so cool, so effortlessly themselves that they practically radiated an aura? That was Noah. He had this magnetic energy, the kind that made people stop and take notice. It wasn't just his looks, though those didn't hurt. It was the way he carried himself, like he was in on a joke the rest of the world hadn't heard yet. He was a witty, guitar-playing dreamboat with a smile that could launch 1,000 ships, or at least heavily populate a kiddie pool. His music wasn't just good. It was the kind that made you feel something, like the soundtrack to a moment you didn't want to end. I was smitten, completely and utterly. He was everything I was not, musically gifted, effortlessly cool, and capable of growing facial hair that didn't look like peach fuzz. He had this way of making even the simplest things seem extraordinary, like strumming a guitar or just laughing at a joke. It was infuriatingly charming. I, on the other hand, was known for my killer impression of a panicked squirrel. My social skills were, let's just say, a work in progress. I had a knack for saying the wrong thing at the wrong time, usually accompanied by an awkward laugh. And let's not forget my tendency to trip over air molecules. Graceful was not a word anyone would use to describe me. If there was a way to make an entrance memorable for all the wrong reasons, I'd find it. Clearly I needed a plan, and it had to be epic. Not just any plan, but one that would make Noah notice me in a way that didn't involve me falling flat on my face. This was my moment to shine, or at least to try. My master plan to win Noah's heart? A talent show. Seemed simple enough, except I possessed no discernible talent, unless you counted my uncanny ability to quote every line from The Princess Bride. Spoiler alert, you shouldn't. Undeterred, I decided to learn the ukulele. My logic? Ukuleles are basically travel-sized guitars, right? Noah would be impressed by my musicality, my dedication, my ability to not look like a complete idiot while holding a musical instrument. What could go wrong? Everything could go wrong. And trust me, when you're standing in the spotlight, every little thing feels like a potential disaster waiting to happen. The day of the talent show arrived, and I was a tightly wound ball of nerves disguised as a semi-functional human. My hands sweated, my voice trembled, my heart raced like it was trying to win its own marathon. Every step I took backstage felt heavier than the last. And my ukulele? Let's just say it had a mind of its own. The strings seemed to tangle themselves on purpose, as if conspiring against me. I could almost hear it mocking me, daring me to mess up. As I launched into my carefully rehearsed rendition of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, the universe decided to have a good laugh at my expense. My fingers fumbled, the notes came out wrong, like a broken music box struggling to play its tune. The spotlight felt hotter, brighter, and more judgmental with every passing second. The ukulele strings snapped, with a sound not unlike a gunshot, I might add. The sharp twang echoed through the auditorium, and for a moment, time seemed to freeze. The audience gasped, and I stood there frozen, clutching the now useless instrument. And as if that wasn't enough, I may or may not have tripped over the microphone cord. The next thing I knew, the auditorium was plunged into darkness. A collective murmur rippled through the crowd, and I could feel the weight of 100 eyes trying to make sense of the chaos. It was, without a doubt, a performance to remember, but for all the wrong reasons. Needless to say, I did not win Noah's heart that day. It was one of those moments where you think, this is it, this is my grand gesture. But reality has a funny way of humbling you. Instead of a cinematic declaration of love, I got a cringe-worthy memory that still makes me wince. Or any other day for that matter. Noah moved on, and so did I, but not without a few sleepless nights replaying every awkward detail in my head. It's funny how the mind clings to these moments, isn't it? Like a highlight reel of all the times you wish you could disappear. But amidst the secondhand embarrassment and the sting of public humiliation, I learned a valuable lesson. Trying too hard is never a good look. Sometimes, the harder you push, the more the universe pushes back. It's like the world has its own way of saying, relax, you're doing too much. In the end, I embraced the absurdity of it all. I mean, what else can you do? You either laugh or cry, and honestly, laughing feels a lot better. I started to see the humor in my own missteps, the charm in my imperfections. After all, life is too short to be anything but yourself, even if that self is a slightly awkward, ukulele fumbling mess. And let me tell you, there's a certain freedom in letting go of the need to be perfect. It's like giving yourself permission to just be. And hey, at least I have a killer Princess Bride impression to fall back on, as you wish. Because if there's one thing I've learned, It's that life is a lot more fun when you stop taking yourself so seriously.